Diddy Combs hit with another civil lawsuit alleging sexual assault.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases.
Y'all won't believe the latest news that just got out about Diddy. From accusations of assaults to murder and gang crime, Diddy sure likes to keep the cops on their toes. But just recently, he decided to add pedophilia to his shocking list of crimes. Insane, right? Well, not exactly, and by the time we're done with this video, you'll understand why. It's no secret that up until recent times, pedophilia was a generally accepted occurrence in the industry. Men slept with underage girls and teenagers like it was the latest trend in town, but then it stopped being a cool thing, and while some realized just how wrong it was, others continued in their devious ways. Diddy, on the other hand, is one of those people who never grew out of the fact. He didn't just engage in sexual activities with women who were much younger than him. He also assaulted young boys and grown men and women, if the charges being filed against him were anything to go by. Surprisingly, Diddy keeps claiming that he's innocent of all these crimes. While people would have initially given him the benefit of doubt, the fact that there are over 120 people and still counting who have all these accusations lined up against him is saying a lot. I mean, there's absolutely no way in heck that he expects us to believe that they're all lying against him, right? For you to know just how big of a thing this whole pedophilia thing is, you'll be shocked to hear that Jay-Z himself has been accused of the same crime on more counts than one. So, it turns out Jay-Z isn't just a big shot in Hollywood. He might also have some shady stuff going on, 'cause rumor has it that he's got a thing for young women. When Jay-Z and Beyoncé first hit it off, Beyoncé said she was 18, but it wasn't until she was 19 that they started dating. But there's proof that Jay-Z has been chasing Beyoncé around like a drunken person for way much longer. What's even worse is not that he messed with her innocence, but that he started cheating on her right from the start. It seems like Beyoncé wasn't the only one Jay-Z messed around with when they were young. Back in the mid-90s, everyone started noticing Jay-Z and Foxy Brown hanging out more. This made people wonder what was really going on between them. Fans weren't the only ones curious. Even Nick Cannon had his suspicions that they were dating back then. Foxy Brown was just 15 at the time, which is pretty crazy considering Jay-Z was 27. Shocking, right? But every time people asked Foxy about it, she just denied it. Other people who were around them couldn't help but wonder if there was something more than just friendship between them. But sadly, just when everyone was getting into love with Foxy Brown, she just disappeared. There are a lot of people who think Jay-Z probably paid Foxy to keep quiet about what was really going on. Crazy, right? It's pretty well known that Jay-Z has been up to some sketchy stuff in his career. We've heard bits and pieces about his wild past, like getting into gang fights or even stabbing someone at a club, and it's pretty chilling to think about. After all, he's a big deal in Hollywood, but it looks like Jay-Z might be in hot water again because Solange is pushing for him to go to jail. Why would Beyoncé's sister want to send him away when Beyoncé would probably fight back to protect her husband? It turns out Solange has been holding a grudge against Jay-Z for a while, and it's not hard to see why. Jay-Z has cheated on Beyoncé with way more women than some people's hair strands. Ever since Diddy got into trouble for allegedly raping a 16-year-old, Jay-Z has been trying his hardest to stay away from Diddy, even going as far as canceling his Rock Nation brunch, which Beyoncé always attends. And guess who's always been a part of these parties?
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it, I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, going to rehab. Had to ask God for His mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
It's Diddy. Just recently, new evidence was leaked showing Diddy with one of his alleged underage sexual assault victims at his 1998 white party. In the photo, Combs is seen hugging his supposed victim, who's going by John Doe in a recent lawsuit, while they're standing on a lawn in front of carnival-themed stands. John Doe was 16 at the time, while Diddy was 28. Things are not looking good for Diddy right now, and he's seething in fury while demanding that all the names of his alleged victims be released so he can get ready for the trial. In his lawsuit filed Monday in U.S. District Court in Manhattan, Doe accused the disgraced hip-hop mogul, now 54, of fondling his genitals during that same event. The victim alleged that Combs told him he had the look of a star and then suddenly made him pull down his pants. He also claimed in court documents that Diddy told him it was a rite of passage to become a music star and asked him, "Don't you want to break into the business?" The victim later filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy of fondling his genitals during that same event. Doe stated in his complaint that he realized what had happened was a sexual assault. According to the lawsuit, as a result of Combs' sexual assault on John Doe, while he was a minor, John Doe suffered damages including pain and suffering, mental anguish, physical impairment, and emotional torment. But hey, we can understand the guy. Most times in crimes like this, you don't even know that you're being violated in some way. You just hate yourself and feel disgust while hoping to get out of that situation. This is why John Doe didn't realize how he had been assaulted all those years ago, up until others gave him the confidence by stepping out to say every little inhumane crime that Diddy has been committing against them. Because of Diddy's power and fame, John Doe was scared to report what had happened. John Doe became another victim of Combs through the same pattern and abuse of influence Combs had over others before him, but not anymore. Now that Diddy is asking for the names of his so-called victims, it's no doubt to cook up lies and tackle them in court. As it is, rumors are going around that he has already begun doling out bribes and playing dirty to find out some of the key victims who are calling him out. It's gonna be a very heated fight when Diddy is finally brought to trial in 2025. Feels like light years away, right? I know. That'll give the public some time to ease their temper, and perhaps, just perhaps, he'll get spared before this whole thing blows up. But if people keep stepping out accusations, each more gruesome and gut-wrenching than the last, then I fear for Diddy's safety, cause the man is sitting on a landmine.
Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today, and we are committed to making sure that justice is done.
You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
John Doe claimed in the complaint that he did what Combs asked out of fear, anxiety, and a power imbalance. Doe was one of 6 people who sued Combs on Monday, accusing him of a variety of crimes, including rape, sexual assault, and death threats. John Doe, along with the rest of the plaintiffs who would be testifying against Diddy in court, is being represented by Tony Busby, a Texas-based attorney who claimed to have been in contact with 120 of Combs' alleged victims, including men, women, and minors. Busby has been on Diddy's tail for a while now, and now that he finally has him right where he wants him, it doesn't look like he'll be dropping the accusations for the most. Their statement noted, the press conference and 1-800 number that preceded today's flurry of filings were clear attempts to get attention. Mr. Combs and his legal team are confident in the facts, their legal defenses, and the fairness of the judicial process. Combs' legal team maintained to page 6 that he has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. Combs was arrested in September and charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. In spite of all the evidence that stacked up against him, he pleaded not guilty to the charges and was denied bail. On the 5th of May, 2025, Diddy will be tried out in court for all his crimes, at least the ones we know of. It's a pity that stinkingly rich offenders like him always manage to find their way out of these situations. But we'll see just how Diddy will manage to make it through this storm. And that's all on today's video. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe icon to get instant updates on new videos, cause we'll be here to give you the full breakdown of the Diddy case.